My name is Renee. I'm 41 and I live in a little tiny town called Delavan, Wisconsin. I've had fibromyalgia for 29 years and I'm not really sure what I'm doing here other than trying a little experiment. One of my goals is to try to help people, maybe inspire others that are going through this incredibly fun condition. And to let all of you know that you're not alone. I thought I would start with my story, and maybe if people want to hear more, I'll do more vlog posts. So here goes. I started getting symptoms when I was 12 years old. I had widespread pain everywhere. I believe that was the first symptom. My mom started taking me to the doctor for it because it was so bad. And at that age, the doctors just kept saying it was growing pains because they ran a bunch of tests, blood work. I don't remember what else. At one point, I had a colonoscopy because I was having problems with my bowels. All the test results came back negative, that nothing was wrong with me, as you all have probably been through. And that was back in 1992, so there wasn't a whole lot out about fibromyalgia at the time, so I think it wasn't really on a lot of doctors' radars. So the doctors just kept saying I was growing pains. I was also experiencing pretty hardcore fatigue. I was falling asleep in school a lot. I was a straight A student up until my symptoms hit, and once I started getting tired all the time and no motivation to do anything, I was in pain, I started also experiencing severe depression. I just stopped caring. What was the point in, doing well in school or even trying if I felt like crap all the time? So my grades started slipping as well. And I downward spiraled into drugs and alcohol and the bad crowd. And, that's for another vlog. But finally, 4 years later, when I was 16, my family doctor, I think he had read an article about fibromyalgia, and during one of our visits, he suggested that we go see a rheumatologist and ask him to test me for it. And so we did. We found a rheumatologist. He did the 18-point tender point test, and I had a whole bunch of I don't remember how many, but and after that, and of course ruling out a whole bunch of other stuff like Lyme disease, lupus, Epstein-Barr. You don't hear a lot about Epstein-Barr these days. And whatever else, I got the diagnosis of fibromyalgia. And at that age, after a few years of drinking and drugging and taking really bad care of myself and not exercising, I was eating like crap. The last thing I wanted to do was the suggestions that were given to me, which were eat better, get better sleep, exercise, and get less stress. So that was basically the opposite of how I was living my life in 4 ways. I wasn't ready for that. And why would I want to exercise if it hurts like hell? That was my attitude at the time. And how am I possibly going to get better sleep when I can't sleep at all? How am I supposed to have less stress when I'm 16 years old and the world is ending? So I struggled for several years with the pain and the fatigue and the brain fog. When I was 18, as soon as I graduated high school, I moved across the country to Southern California for reasons outside of this vlog as well. But it was in a lot of ways a godsend that I moved out there because I was exposed to a lot healthier lifestyles. And, there were fit people everywhere. And I started seeing that and thinking, man, I need to, 18 years old, you want everyone to like you, you're impressionable. I need to look like everyone here. I need to this, that. So the seed was planted for me to do something about my weight and my diet. My weight, I was a little overweight. My diet sucked. I was having burgers and gyros and pizza and every day for dinner, and I would I would slice up oranges and dip the orange slices in sugar and eat them as a snack. I had ice cream pretty much every night. Lots of fried cheese because I was in Wisconsin. Um, so I started thinking about taking better care of myself, but I still wasn't ready. And I was going to school for fashion design, and I got a job, a part-time job, um, working the front desk at a gym. Also a godsend because that exposed me to much healthier lifestyle, and I started asking the trainers their questions about exercise and diet. And I think one reason I was able to start applying those things to my life was because I was taking it in slowly. Obviously I was ready for change because I was in pain all the time. Yeah, I knew the solution to my fibromyalgia symptoms. I just wasn't ready to work for it yet, but I was getting ready. So I started applying everything that the trainers were telling me, and slowly I started dropping some weight. I started feeling better. I was cutting sugar, some sugar. No, maybe I didn't start with sugar. I think I cut fat out of my diet first because I was eating so many fatty things that it was easier to cut that out for some reason, like switching up Snickers bars for Twizzlers. That was a start. Um, and I eventually got so into it that the fitness manager asked me if I wanted to become a personal trainer there. And I was like, hell yeah, like that just seemed like a great thing for me. So I did. I went to the gym's personal training seminar, a whole week long of training, and became a personal trainer. And that was really the start of my career that I'm still in now in the fitness industry. That was when I was 21 was when I started personal training. So that was 20 years ago. And it has always been a goal in my career to help people with fibromyalgia and to try to inspire them, because of what I have been through, not only with my symptoms, but with my recovery. Um, it has been a shit ton of work to get to the point where I'm at now, where I can manage my symptoms. Today, my pain is probably at a 3 out of 10 as far as the fibromyalgia pain goes. It's a higher number for other pains that I have, but that's not here nor there. But my fibromyalgia symptoms are probably about a 3 today at this moment. A few days ago, they were maybe an 8. But I've been through so many flares and come out the other end or the other side of them to at least find some solace knowing that it's gonna pass. And that really helps me get through it when I'm in a flare. I remember for years having that thought of, oh my God, it's never gonna end. This is how it's gonna be for the rest of my life. I'm worthless. I'm miserable. I should just die because I'm a burden on people. I attempted suicide a few times because of this as well. That was back in my teens. So I've been through therapy since I was 12 years old as well, and that I think has also played a huge role in my ability now to be able to get through this stuff when it happens. It took, I would want to say, 3 or 4 years at least of experimenting with exercise before I kind of got into the mindset of, I have to do this. I have to exercise. I accepted that I have to exercise. It took me, no, it hasn't taken me a certain amount of time to get to this point, because I haven't gotten to this point yet. I am still working on finding the exercise routine that fits me, that suits me, because my body is constantly changing, my mood is constantly changing, my environment is constantly changing, the world is constantly changing. And so what works for me 6 months ago, what worked for me yesterday, what worked for me 5 years ago might not work for me now, and what didn't work for me back then might work for me now. So I have to keep an open mind about the modality of exercise that I choose, the duration, the intensity, so on and so forth, because it is constantly changing. What my body can handle is constantly changing. It changes second to second. It's not just day by day. It's not just hour to hour. It's second to second. My body is constantly changing and adapting to the stress that I put on it. And that's mental, physical, emotional. We're all under stress, no matter how peaceful we may seem. There's still stress on the body. You walk up a step, that's stress in the body. You know, you roll over in bed, that's stress. It is putting a stressor on your body. So our bodies are constantly adapting to those stressors, and I've had to do a lot of work on understanding that and accepting it. So every time I exercise, which is daily, so many times I'm checking in with myself. Is this right for me? Do I need to change what I'm doing? Do I need to push a little harder? Do I need to back off a little? Do I need to put down the weights and choose restorative yoga today? Do I need to put on my heavy metal music and scream at the top of my lungs while I'm doing lunges because I'm so pissed off and stressed and angry and feeling full of pity? You know, that happens a lot too. So I've really learned to just adapt, I guess is the best way to put it. I moved back here to Delavan 6 years ago in 2015. So I spent 17 years in Southern California. And in 2009, I really got into yoga. And it's because I got sober. I wanted a spiritual practice, but that's another topic too. But the desire for something spiritual got me into yoga. I did not expect to gain any physical anything from yoga, because I already had a pretty strong workout regimen. And strong meaning regular, consistent. I was dedicated, not meaning heavy weightlifting or anything like that, or running. And I found the spiritual part I was looking for in yoga, but I also got a nice supplement to my workout routine with the stretches, and there's a lot of strengthening to it too. So in 2011, I became a yoga instructor, and I did that with the personal training for a while until I decided to move back here, and I opened up my own yoga studio here in my hometown. The last couple of years, I've brought weight training, personal training back into my practice for other reasons, and I am so grateful that you know, the universe led me down the path that it led me down, because with my career, I am constantly held accountable to stay active. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know if I would feel this good today. There are so many days when I don't have the energy. I'm hurting like hell. I just don't want to exercise. But I always feel worse when I don't. Always. If I'm still for a day, I am 10 times more pain the next day than if I had done some kind of movement. And sometimes I really hate that fact because my body does need rest. I changed up my diet quite a bit. Maybe I'll do a vlog about, you know, my diet for fibromyalgia. I just take so much better care of myself. I take vitamins almost every day. Yeah, I just like, I'm really, really grateful to, I said that already, but I'm really grateful to be at this point in my life when I can look back at all the hell I've been through with this condition, all the pain, all the fatigue, all the flare-ups, all the ruined relationships, all the depression, the suicide attempts, the drinking, the drugging, the fights with family, the attempts at religion, all the different self-help therapies I've tried. I'm so grateful I can look back at all of that and know that it was all for something, because I'm okay today. Tomorrow I might not be, but at this moment I'm okay. I think I've rambled on enough. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more. I don't know what the reaction to this is going to be. If you want to hear more, let me know what you want to hear about. I've hosted fibromyalgia support groups in the past. I created one in Huntington Beach. I've seen lots and lots of rheumatologists. I've helped a lot of people in pain who were clients and friends. I want to help you. That is so cheesy.